All the crying's over. No more debating. No more bitching and whining. No more hypothesis. It's game week. And it's a short game week. And you're on the road at a neutral site, which really sucks. Talking Eagles, obviously, and Packers on Friday. NFL kicks off on Thursday with the Baltimore Ravens visiting Kansas City. College football over the weekend was absolutely insane. Ratings through the roof. I mean, look, this is going to be a monster season. And we're proud to have our friends at BetUS powering the 4 hours of the Big Sil Show, National Football Show here on JAKIB. And we so appreciate you guys coming here and making this show one of the biggest shows and viewed shows when it comes to sports and it comes to talking football. We so appreciate it. Mike Kane, wait a minute. Let me do it better. How about them Hurricanes? Hey, Howie, take a knee, kid. Take a knee. Holy shit. The Florida Rosemans got annihilated by my Canes. Annihilated. 41-17. Way to go, guys. Very proud of my boys. Going in there and whooping that Gator ass. There is nothing better than going in and chomping on some Gator ass. And then on top of that, what topped off my weekend, my Labor Day weekend? The Florida State Seminoles are now 0-2 versus roadkill teams. You lose to Georgia Tech, and then you lose to BC. Good night. Hey, this just in, right, Xander? You are officially eliminated from the 12-team playoff, and you're known as FSU. How you doing? That thing's over, man. Sills, how about them Canes? And the quarterback is impressive. Cam Ward, he surely looked impressive. He surely did. One thing I'll say to you, James Jones, FSU fans are horrible, but they're women. How you doing? You know what I'm saying? We're good. Dude, I think the Hurricanes are going to be right there at the end. How about this? They're going to be one of the 12 best teams at the end of the year that are going to get into that playoff. God, there's so much to talk about. Absolutely a ton to talk about. My last installments of the Big Sills Eagle Bold predictions will be today. I won't sleep until that FSU fan fulfills his bet. He's talking about a guy, 304, holding people accountable. He's a Cowboy fan, so he understands this. He says if they lose to BC on Monday night, he would eat dog shit. Well, that guy deleted his Twitter account or X account, and now he's in seclusion, and he's now in witness protection, and people are looking for him, and they want him to fulfill his bet that he would eat dog shit. So, hey, I want to see it. Okay? I want to see it. Fantastic stuff. By the way, I posted a video of Darius Slay not wanting to go to Brazil. He's like, I have no intentions of wanting to play here, but hey, we got to do it. I'm looking forward to the opener. It's all good in this. I hope that doesn't get in his head. Okay? Because you can be beat before you even get on the airplane. We're going to talk a little bit about what Nick Sirianni, I guess Nick spoke twice over the last 72 hours, so we'll talk about what he said. Then we'll also talk more about what the coordinators, Kellen Moore, and also what Vic Fangio had to say. And Jalen Hurts spoke. So we appreciate all coming aboard. Thank you guys so much. I can't thank you enough, as I always say to you guys, have so many other options. Please hit the like button when you come aboard. Angelo Cataldi will be with us at 3:30 Eastern time. We'll talk to the WIP legend. We're hopefully going to catch up with our friend Gary Cobb from Fox 29. Also, Xander Krause will step in with us as he always does. Those guys are doing a spectacular job on Birds 365. We appreciate you guys coming aboard here. That Gator team is undisciplined, Sills. Hey, is it me or does Billy Napier look like Aaron Hernandez? Holy shit. I was watching the guy on the sidelines. I'm like, I thought Aaron Hernandez hung himself. There he was on the sidelines. Billy Hernandez. I'm like, and everyone's ripping on me, going, come on, Sills. I mean, I know we're winning and all, but I'm like, it looks like Aaron Hernandez. I thought he was Aaron Hernandez on the sidelines. Then today at a press conference, he's dogging Gator fans. That ain't gonna last. Believe me, they fired better coaches than you, Junior. Ron Zook, Galen Hall, Charlie Pell, guys who actually won SEC championships. They've fired. You suck. How in the world is that guy going to keep? Hey, you see his payout, his agent is spectacular. Enough of that. Please hit the like button. Guys, we're going to try to get today to around 300 likes. We so appreciate it. Hey, Bob, I saw you on my Twitter over the weekend. Thank you so much. Hey, Big Sills really stirred up some shit with the Eagles and the PR staff. We'll get to that story, too. By the way, looks like Bob Lang's got quite a little job to fix a little bit with the PR department. Now I know why they want to play for a communist country and a communist leader. Well, I mean, you got those ads are theirs. They're theirs. There's a woman that's now in Philadelphia that's exposing it all. That there's a dude that works with the public relations department, and she's saying that the Harris campaign knew exactly what they were doing, and that was the Harris campaign that put it out there. The Eagles could deny, but always remember something about the Eagles. They lie to you. They don't tell you the truth. You think Bob Lang, the PR czar of the Eagles, is going to tell you the truth? What are you, crazy? You got to know who you're dealing with. That guy masters in lies. He masters in lies. And by the way, it's not so much that you're pissed off here that the Eagles are supporting Kamala Harris. You're pissed off that you're a company that's trying to sell merchandise, tickets, all kinds of merchandise and food and goodwill. You service everybody. You don't do what the NBA does and service half its audience. Okay, you're a company that's there to serve the public. And by the way, I would imagine that some Republicans who voted for that stadium, Lincoln Financial, are a little bit pissed off that they voted for you to have Lincoln Financial, and you're fucking them by picking a side. I guess that wasn't part of when you got the stadium, right? That you would be a Democrat and vote only Democrat. I'd like to have you have said that when you guys were trying to get that stadium built and you went to taxpayers. That's the problem you have. Okay? That wasn't part of the deal, huh, Jeffrey Lurie? When you asked citizens of Philadelphia, if you could build me a stadium, you asked Republicans and Democrats to build you a stadium. Now you support one side? That's how you lose. That's how you build animosity. You don't need that. Eagles are so great of a community and civic pride team. Enough of that, man. It's game week, and I don't really want to hang my hat on that bullshit. But that couldn't have been. That has to have been one of Bob Lang and that PR department's biggest fucking disasters since I've started covering your team. What's the point? What's the point of being behind this? You can deny it all you want. There's receipts now that are going across the internet all over the place that show that you did know. I mean, again, I don't care who you vote for. You know, somebody asked me on my Twitter page, hey, Sills, I'm black. Should I vote for Trump? That's not my job. I would never tell you who to vote for. And the guy goes, respect. And I said, yeah, I'm not here to tell you who to vote for. That's not my job. Okay? This show's job is not to tell you who to vote for. We cover sports and we have an opinion. You guys probably know which way I lean, but I'll never tell you who to vote for. I'll tell you never to take a vaccination shot. That's not my job. Everybody has an individual obligation to their family and to themselves. I have nothing to do with that with you. And nor does this show or this network or truly anyone else have the right to tell you who to vote for. You have to make that decision up in November. That's a you thing, man. That's not anything to do with me. I would never tell anybody or try to influence using the Philadelphia Eagle logo who to vote for. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay? Absolutely ridiculous. All right, guys. Let's enough with that. Let's move on to game week here. How you feeling about your Eagles going into this game against the Packers? How you feel about it? By the way, before I get going, what do you make of Devontae Smith not getting enough votes to be a team captain this year? What do you make of that? What do you make of Devontae Smith not getting enough team votes for his ability to be a team captain? Flex, got it. 2024. There you go. Bo says very strange. Where is it? Very strange. What do you make of that? AJ would cry. Probably so. I think the whole captain thing is way too over. Smitty should be a captain. Hey, Flexen, let me ask you this. We have to stop Jacobs. That will prevent play action. Okay? Let me finish up with this Devontae thing. I think people in Philadelphia, the fans, and maybe even his own teammates, take him for granted. He's so quiet, so good, so productive, so professional. He doesn't kick his feathers up. He doesn't do anything like that. I think people take him for granted. Is that a fair comment about Devontae Smith? I think we're taking him for granted how great he is. I think his teammates took for granted that, it won't bug him. It probably doesn't. Probably doesn't bug him. But when I heard someone say he didn't get enough votes, it was Nick who said he didn't get enough votes to be a team captain. My first thought was not that it was an indictment on Devontae. It was that his teammates take him for granted on how cool he is, how much of a teammate he is, how much he just wants to win, that stuff doesn't matter to him. That, guess what? You're overlooking him and his importance. When you got a player like that, Devontae Smith, you should celebrate him a little more. And again, I don't, it's not an indictment that he's not a captain, but when you hear the head coach say he didn't get enough votes, I was like, his teammates are taking him for granted on how great of a teammate he is, let alone the fact he's a great player. Okay? And Abe says this. You're probably right, Abe. You're probably right. He doesn't care. You're probably right. But I'll tell you what, I care. Because that's overlooking someone that's truly an impact player on your team. It's more of an indictment on today's player. Oh, well, he don't really care, so why vote for him? Shit, that's the guy you vote for. Remember in Gladiator when they were going like this? Hey, I'm going to turn all my powers over to you. Maximus looks over at Caesar and goes like this. No, that's okay. And then Caesar goes, this is why it has to be you. This is why, with all due respect, Caesar, no. This is why it has to be you, Maximus. That's why you have a leader like that. Okay? It does. Thought it was just a little odd to see that. All right. So let's go to the coaches. And let's start out with Kellen Moore. And we'll do Kellen Moore first, and then we'll do Vic Fangio, and then we'll do Nick Sirianni. Please hit the like button, guys. We appreciate you guys coming aboard. Thank you so much. Again, Angelo Cataldi will be with us at 3:30. We will have Gary Cobb. We're efforting him from Fox 29, and also our good friend Xander from Birds 365, who are doing just an absolutely sensational job. By the way, I really appreciate you guys with the super chats. Fangio said they didn't see play action in camp. Could that be a tell into the offensive scheme a little bit. Absolutely. Smitty, Diva Brown. AJ wouldn't like it. I can't. I have to be captain. You know what? You know what Devontae probably said? It's okay, honey. You can be. It's okay. So let's get into Kellen Moore. And we'll talk Kellen here. I think Kellen Moore is a really intellectual type offensive coordinator. I do. I think he's going to bring a lot to Jalen Hurts' football IQ, and I think he already has. He said this, he goes, there's no question that Green Bay's got a brand new coordinator, so it's going to be first week unknowns because we're not going to know, and you have to really do a deep dive when you don't have really a lot of tape on what they're going to try to accomplish in Green Bay. So you may see some different looks, different blitzes. You may see some different exotic schemes. That's pretty much what Kellen was saying, that, hey, they're going to see things that they've never seen before, because they got to admit the Eagles have been pretty vanilla this camp and during the exhibition games. They really haven't shown anything, and they've done a pretty nice job masking it and protecting it. Been pretty vanilla pretty much the entire time. That's why people are looking at camp. But remember something when you're in camp. I love how these coaches and players are dealing with it. Even Jalen Hurts said it. That's camp. That's got nothing to do with football, really. And all of you guys are so hyped up on 14 wins, 13 wins, and you even hear the players going, that ain't football. That's camp. And that's exactly what the coordinators and the coaches are saying. So Kellen brought up a point that he thinks Will Shipley's going to be a factor. He doesn't know how, but it's about defining roles each and every single week. He said the ability for us to have so many different types of weapons on offense, it's going to be a week-to-week proposition. Some guys are that's excellent, because that becomes a chameleon, and that's hard to defend. You don't know. And by the way, you look at the personnel you play, and you'll say this, Shipley's going to get touches this week. Following next 2 weeks, Shipley may get no touches. But he's ready in the chamber. And when you're a coordinator, you have to defend that. It's good. He says there's really no competitive edge when you're talking about week one. You know, him knowing me knowing them. There's no competitive edge because there's going to be a lot of new looks that the Packers haven't seen and that we haven't seen with Green Bay. So the competitive edge in week one, you really don't have any kind of sample size. You have to do a deep dive, as Nick said, to figuring out what a game plan is going to look like against a particular coordinator, no matter if it's Kellen or no matter if it's the coordinator in Green Bay. You see, like I told you before, the one thing that you have to remember, this is how you game plan teams. Teams will take the last 3 weeks of the season and they'll put tendencies together. There's no tendency chart going into this Green Bay game. You have an idea maybe on what some of the tendencies will be, but you really don't have actual game tendencies because the Eagles haven't been on the field. Green Bay has now. You've seen some of the stuff that Green Bay does, and they've had love out there in the exhibition games. So you got a kind of a sense in the mentality of what they're going to do. Okay? You've got to. You got to understand, like, there's no like real understanding tendencies until probably you get after or into the bye. Yo, Chad, got to show that Philly get them all week on the Sills. It's game week. Let's see how good the D-line is, Sills. D-line's got to be essential in this football game against the Packers. They've got to be outstanding, okay? Guys, please hit the like button. We appreciate it. He said that Hurts' growth has been great. He and him have been constantly communicating, and they have constantly been talking about protections. They've been talking about ideology. They've been talking about situational play calling, which is imperative that those two guys get on the same page. You know, the more you're with Kellen Moore, the more you and Jalen Hurts are together, the more you start thinking together, the more you start thinking alike. That's what Kellen has to get. What does Jalen think of this play, 3rd and 8, on my own 20-yard line? What versus two deep safeties? What's the best call using his skill set? Do you think he'll like this play? That's what Andy Reid and that's what Patrick Mahomes have that really very few other coaches in the NFL have. It's because you've had that consistently of being able to call plays for that quarterback on a consistent basis that becomes second nature. It just becomes second nature. Every guy in the football team is going to have a role, Kellen Moore says. Said every single guy. We're talking Kellen Moore and what he addressed a few days ago here. Said that every guy will have a role. That's great. You know why? That means you're engaged. If every single person has a role on that team, that means you're prepared and ready to go in case of a catastrophic injury. And a catastrophic injury is going to happen. Be prepared for that. Something catastrophic is going to hit the Eagles like every other team. What happened in 22 was a novelty. Catastrophic injuries are part of the league. The war of attrition becomes so essential. Your depth becomes so essential. You know why the Eagle depth is not where it was in 22? Why? Well, because you started paying people. Well, who do you think pays the piper? The backups, quality backups. You don't have them. You weren't paying the quarterback back then. Now you are. And that's why the depth is a little bit lighter. Actually, the depth has become lighter the last 2 years. Okay? He said Barkley is not on a snap count. I think that's not the truth. I think Saquon Barkley should be on a snap count. Running him to death in a game on Friday in Brazil is not something I'm looking forward to do. I need to pace that guy. This is about pacing. Saquon Barkley is no longer a 250 carry back. 250 carries for him will be catastrophic if that's the pace you're trying to put him on. He's not that back anymore. He's been injured the last 4 years. I'm not looking to run that guy into retirement in the first month of the season, let alone the first game of the season. So you've got to be able to figure out how to utilize him effectively, but efficiently. Okay? I mean, you want that guy to be on a run probably week 12 and on. You know, I wouldn't, there's no way that guy's a 250 carry back. Okay? He's not. All right. He was asked an interesting question, and we're going to get to Jalen Hurts and Nick Sirianni's comments, which I thought were telling. If Kelsey would have been here still, would the things still have remained the same? And Kellen Moore skirted around that issue. Skirted around it. And by the way I heard Kellen talking, Cam Jurgens still has some say in pass protection. And he still has an influence in it. Because he said it's collective. Yeah, he said it's collective. Yeah, he said, hey, this is all going to be a collective understanding of what we're going to do. He said that all quarterbacks want to have as much autonomy as they possibly can. But this is still going to be a situation where you're going to be in a position here where this is still going to be a collective understanding of what we're going to do. And I was like, wow, okay, so Cam Jurgens still has some say in what the pass protection is. Interesting. I thought this was completely in the side of Jalen. I'm not saying that Jalen doesn't have complete control of this, but I think it's kind of interesting to hear that Cam Jurgens is still going to have a say. It's almost like they still don't 100% completely trust Jalen Hurts in this process. It's interesting that they seemingly still don't have a complete trust level in Jalen Hurts. I thought Kellen did a nice job at the mic. Really didn't tell you too much. Kind of held back some of the things that they were going to do, but talked about Jalen and taking over the offense a little more. Pass protection, obviously, still going to be something that they're going to be tested. There's no question, in my opinion, that the Green Bay Packers are going to blitz the hell out of the Eagles in the first quarter. And they're going to see if they can run the football. And they're going to see if they can establish the run right away. This is going to be interesting. Remember something here. Your middle of your offensive line is brand new pretty much, especially on the right side. Right guard, center are brand new. Cam Jurgens is not playing right guard. He's playing center now. So this is brand new. And you got a brand new play caller. So could there be communication issues? Could there be people not on the same page? Mekhi Becton has never played in an NFL football game guard. He's being asked to do that. Okay? Hey, it's one thing to practice it. It's another thing to get into a football game. All right. Let's get to Vic Fangio. I think Vic is so interesting to listen to. I really do. I love listening to him. He said that the Green Bay Packers are going to be a very difficult cover. Pretty much the same personnel, same coaching staff, not a lot of turnover. So they're going to have a lot of things that they've worked on that are new, that are going to be added to the arsenal of what that football team does. Now, the coordinator's new on that side, but offensively, it's pretty much the same personnel back outside of Josh Jacobs. Okay? So Jacobs is now an add to the Green Bay Packers. And he said this about him. He goes, let me tell you something, man. That quarterback spreads you out. He does a great job. They do a great job at being able to run the football. And now that they got Jacobs here, that's a good football team that throws the ball around, and they know where they're throwing the football. It's a good coaching staff, outstanding on how to get guys open, and that's going to be an all-day 60-minute effort. And I completely agree with him. It's going to be a full game, baby. You have no advantage on defense against the Packer offense. None. Zero. You have no advantage. No advantage until you prove it. And let's move on to the coach's comments. They give you a balanced attack. Quarterback's outstanding. And the defense is going to be challenged at every single play. Every play we will be challenged with Jordan Love and what Matt LaFleur does as a play caller. He was asked a question about the linebackers. I thought it was interesting. He was asked, hey, Vic, are you set in your linebackers? He said, no. It's still evolving. So you really don't have, going into a Green Bay Packer game, a full trust in your linebacking core going against one of the better passing teams in the league that have to cover running backs and tight ends and receivers coming across the middle, coming out of the slot, and coming out of the backfield. You still are in a revolving door linebacking group. So your linebackers don't have an identity yet. You're not set on anybody. That's crazy. Vic said it. He goes, it's going to be challenging. Linebacking core is not settled, were his words. Jesus Christ. You're days out from the Packer game and you're not settled in a group? You don't believe that's an issue, huh? That he's not settled. Now, by the way, this isn't my word. This is the Green Bay Packer game that Vic's talking to you about, and he's saying the linebacking core is not settled, and you're 4 days out. Okay? That's what he's saying to you. That's pretty crazy, actually. He was asked about Jordan Davis. He said he believes Booker can spell him. Get this, he was asked about the conditioning. He goes, we'll find out. He goes, that's just practice. I don't know. We'll find out if these guys are in shape or not. He goes, they seem to be. But until you get out there and playing in a game, that's stuff's practice. This is the game. We'll find out. He's not even sure if they're in shape because they haven't done enough work in camp. How could you not be sure? You know why? I think that's a shot at the Eagles for not playing these guys more during the exhibition season. Vic wanted more practices from what I heard. He wanted more organized team practices. The Eagles said no. And he wanted more. He wanted more playing of the starters. Organization said no. I think that's a shot at those guys because he was asked the question, plain and simple. Do you think they're in shape? He goes, we'll find out. I don't know. The only way you get in shape is what? Play football, not practice. Okay? Not practice, play football. Vic Fangio, in my opinion, took a shot at the coaching staff in the way that they do business by not participating starters more in the exhibition season. Vic looks at that exhibition season like Andy Reid does. And he wasn't happy with the lack of preparation. My opinion. How do you not answer this? Hey, do you think Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter are in shape? Yeah. Well, he couldn't answer it. He's like, I don't know. We'll see. Those were his words. Those were his words. I don't know. We'll find out. Hey, get this. Just like El Jepa, I guess Vic Fangio's a hater. Because those are Vic's words, not mine. Okay? Not mine. I guess Vic Fangio is the biggest hater going. Because surely Vic's not sold that they're in shape. Okay. How about this one? Tell me if you're not troubled by this. He was asked the question about Bryce Huff. And once again, here we are on September 3rd. I wouldn't be surprised if they start 0-2. Nor would I. Hey, here's again, September 3rd, a $51 million investment. And the defensive coordinator was asked this. Hey, what do you make of Bryce Huff where he is right now? This is his comments. Well, not where he needs to be right now, but he's working on it and he's getting there. And we'll see. He's continuing to. And he's working hard at it. I'm like, what the hell is this? That's how you talk about a rookie. Not a 60-year guy. You don't talk about a $51 million investment in a 60-year player. Like this is like his 6 minutes in the game. This is absurd. You're sitting there telling me a guy you made a $51 million investment in, and he's not a 3-down lineman. And hey, he's getting there. Jesus. Vic Fangio's a hardcore coach, man. He is a hardcore coach. That dude, man, make no mistake about it. You ask him a question, be prepared. If you don't like the answer, be prepared to ask the question because that question might not be something you want to hear. Okay? Might be not what you want to hear. Okay? Anaya. What's Anaya say here? Where are you here, bro? There we go. If I really sit and think about it, the Eagles might be lucky to win 6 games. I don't know. We got to see how they play. Put them out there. Put them out there. Still, it just seems very basic to know that. The season didn't start the season didn't start, the starter didn't play the preseason, and that's it. Yeah, you're being thrown into this thing on Friday. Okay? Here's some more lovely tidbits. Well, we see how he was asked the question once again on the conditioning of Carter and Davis. He goes, we'll see. We shall see if they're ready. I love this. This is reality talk. This is how a coach speaks to you. He don't talk to you like a fucking fan. This is how a coach talks. Okay? This is how a coach talks. I'll tell you one thing that I got to say that is really came out in that press conference about Vic Fangio, and this goes into what Xander said. He really likes Quinyon Mitchell. Now, Quinyon Mitchell may not be starting at corner, but he's going to be on the field a ton. He may get more reps this year if he's healthy than any other player in the secondary. Okay? I think their goal is to have Quinyon Mitchell not beat out Isaiah Rodgers. I'm starting to believe that they want Quinyon Mitchell to beat out Darius Slay because he's the first replacement for next year. It's not Isaiah Rodgers. That's not the guy they want to replace. They want to replace Slay because of money and age. I don't believe that they are in any hurry to put him at cornerback 2. I think they're going to put him at cornerback 1 and Slay's the guy out. Then you get rid of both Bradbury and Slay in this coming offseason here, and you dump a shitload of money. Okay? I think they're comfortable going into that game with him in the slot and Isaiah playing and getting Isaiah as many reps as possible. And then get this. The guy I think they're eyeballing is Slay. How does he do against Christian Watson, and how does he do against this Packer offense? I could actually see Quinyon Mitchell getting reps on Slay's side, more so than on Isaiah Rodgers' side, this coming game on Friday. Now, that's an opinion. But why would you try to replace Isaiah Rodgers with Quinyon? You want to be as young as possible in the corner positions, right? I don't want to replace Isaiah Rodgers. The guy who will replace Isaiah Rodgers is either going to be Cooper DeJean or Keely Ringo. That's who I want to replace that guy with. Mitchell's there to replace Slay. Okay? He's not there. You don't want to replace a younger player. You want to replace, look at this guy. This guy thinks that this is a stupid opinion because he's a 35-year-old corner that makes $11.5 million. Think about that. He would rather replace a 23-year-old kid versus a 35-year-old corner who makes $12 million. How stupid is that guy's take? I mean, does that guy ever watch football in his life? Or does he know anything about the National Football League? Age matters, but experience matters more. We want our young players to have the capability to play like a vet. The only way you do that is with reps. Only way you do that is with reps. Nick says this. I appreciate you being here, Nick. Thank you. I hate Slay still being on the roster. Too much money for what he provides on the field. Last year, Meltdown showed all those vets should have been replaced. Slay and BG should have been out this season. Let me finish here on what we're saying here now. Exactly, Sills. Reps. Absolutely. Yeah, here's this dumbass again here. Yeah, tell that to the Packers, fuckbag. Tell that to the Packers. And how they played their young players. And now their defense is one of the top 5 defenses in the AFC. Nice move. Hey, that's okay, kid. Sit back and just listen to the rest of the program. Might help you out a little bit. Okay? Might help you out a little. I don't think Slay's cooked. I don't. I don't think Slay's cooked, but they don't want him. They don't want him being beat out and beating out Isaiah Rodgers. They want him beating out Slay. Okay? I haven't even, the program is depressing. How is it depressing when I'm saying what the coordinator? So what? Get this. Philly 4x4 is depressed by how Vic Fangio talks. He could never be coached by a guy like Vic Fangio. This guy right here, Philly 4x4. You know why? He's soft. That's a soft mentality. Players aren't depressed by the way the coach talks to them. Because you know why? They got clarity and they know where they stand with them. Okay? Who's whining? Who's whining 4x4? These are Vic Fangio's words. This guy is pissed off and says that Vic Fangio's whining. This is your coordinator talking, not me. I haven't even made a fucking opinion yet. And you're crying like a bitch. You got to be kidding me. These are what the coordinator's words are, not me. Why are you upset by one of your coaches talking this way? How are you upset with that, dude? Are you really that soft? Holy cow. You got to be kidding me. Dude, you know what? I'll tell you this. From now on, we're not going to give people wrenches any longer. We're going to give certain people snowflakes. Can we do that, Xander? Until you show me you're not a snowflake, I'm going to start dubbing people with snowflakes. There's going to be people with wrenches and people with snowflakes who you may end up getting a snowflake. So it may be on you. Okay? You may get a Philly 4x4 is on the verge of getting a snowflake. How you doing, kid? Toughen up, guy. Got a big game Friday. Act like you're going to win it. Act like you're going to win it. Okay? You get this here. Twiz. Hey, Twiz, you want to see a snowflake? All you got to do is look at some of those promo ads that are going around the city of Philly. I'll show you a snowflake. Let's finish up with Vic Fangio's harsh words. Hey, a guy like Philly 4x4 thinks that you're going to beat the Packers with harsh words on Friday. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Are you going to beat him with harsh words? Is that what you're going to do? Holy cow. Here we go. He said this, got a ton of new faces on defense for us. Coaches, secondary coaches, what have you. A lot of new faces. Lot of new faces. Okay? A lot of new faces. So communication is going to be important on Friday. Get this. Hey, you know what's crazy? I'm looking at what the comments were made by the Philadelphia Eagle coaches, and you're mad at them. Why? Why are you mad at them? Because they're talking like coaches do. Hey, that's practice. Dylan's had a really nice camp, but that's practice. I mean, honestly, hey, there are so many snowflakes in here today. I feel like I have to talk a little bit better to you because you'll start crying. My God, are you really going to cry like that? Hey, Philly 4x4, don't worry about it, honey. You know, just maybe sit back and relax a little bit because I'm sure your diapers are in a bind right now. So relax a little bit, honey. It's okay. Just, relax. And get this. Hey, notice this. You see all the people that are taking shots at me right now? Why are you taking shots at me? What's your problem? What's your problem with what I'm saying, what your coaches said? What don't you like what I'm saying? Echoing the truth of what they're saying? Hey, Daniel, thank you, brother. Really cool, brother. Thank you. Appreciate it. Tell me what you don't like about what your coaches are saying. Do you want me to stop so you feel better about yourself? Is that what you? Hey, by the way, it's game week. I'm in a fabulous mood. My Canes destroyed the shitbag Gators. So I'm in a wonderful place. Wonderful. I voted him 7th even. I overrated him. Absolutely. I'm in a great place. Love it. Great mood. Okay? Love it. Get all bad at Big Bad Whales? Get mad at Big Bad Whales. BG's not on a pitch count, too. Okay? Hey. Hey, James. James, where are you, man? Shit, James. That's the 60s, man. Okay? Get this. Here's what Vic said, too. He hopes that Huff will improve. Get this. So it's only been a month and a half. And Huff keeps getting this line from the coordinator. I hope he improves. He's continuing to improve. We just have to wait and see. This guy's not sold he's a 3-down player yet. Get this. He said this 3 times now. He has said this 3 times now. The 3 times that he got in front of the mic, he has said this 3 times about Bryce Huff. Okay? I mean, this doesn't get any fucking better here, man. He's not a 3-down guy. And he was asked a question about Quinyon Mitchell being on the field. He goes, yeah, he really likes this player. He really likes this player. That's good to hear. That's a massive compliment. When they asked him, Xander, you're right. When they asked him the question about Quinyon Mitchell, he goes, he's had a good camp. Every time we put him in a situation, he's excelled. We put him in nickel, he excelled. We put him in the slot, he excelled. We put him at corner, he excelled. Dude, that's really great to hear a coach like that talking about a football player doing things like that. Daniel, Xander, look at that, Daniel. Thank you so much, Daniel. That means the world to us, man. We can't thank you enough. Thank you, sir. Get the 10 JAKIB Sports memberships. Thank you so much, man. We appreciate that. Thank you very much. You helped to grow the program, and we so appreciate it. Please hit the like list. By the way, guys, do me a favor. Sounds like Sills is flip-flopping on Quinyon Mitchell. This guy's a dumbass. I told you what he said. I didn't say it. Why in the world would that guy lie just now, like Senor, and say that sounds like Sills is flip-flopping? That's not fucking what I did. I told you what the coordinator said. Senor, try listening. It might help you. I never said my opinion on Quinyon. You already know my opinion. I'm talking about what your boy said about him the other day. I never said that. Dude, you have no brain cells when you do that. I mean, you can't listen, man. I never gave you my opinion on it. That's Vic Fangio talking about the kid having a good camp, and every situation we've put him in, he's been great in. The fuck is wrong with you? Okay, Sil said Quinyon won't start until week 8. Not at corner. He ain't starting now at corner. You were drafting him to be a corner. Teron Arnold is starting week 1. Okay? He's not starting at his natural position. You can't beat Isaiah Rodgers out? Okay. Well, obviously, he's not good enough. I mean, come on, man. Try listening, kid. Over here. I know you get distracted. You know, like a gnat and shit. It's okay. Got him in a good mood. It's game week. It's game week. How about old Vic, man? Telling you like it is. You come in here, man, you know what it is? Telling you how it ain't. Thank you, Kimberly. Means a lot. Appreciate it. Hey, you come in here and you listen to some of these people, they'll tell you how it ain't. Oh, I saved the greatness for the last two for Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. Oh, yeah. Here we go, baby. The greatest food salad talker, let me see, since Julia Childs. I dated myself. She was like a cook. She was like a chef. This guy's like Emerald. You want to know how to make a food salad? You can listen to Nick Sirianni do a presser, and that's the best food salad. Hey, the one today, I don't know what the fuck he was talking about. I had no idea. Hey, what do you watch when you're on an airplane flight for 9 hours? What do you do? I mean, like, you know, do you have any suggestions? What do you think? I don't know. Porn? I mean, I don't know. Is it hard for you to find Eagles fake Eagles outrage? Is it hard for you to find fake Eagles outrage? I'm not outraged right now. What are you talking about? I'm talking about, no, you mean what was the take that I'm outraged about besides your pathetic PR department? What are you talking about? What am I outraged about? Vic Fangio saying your $51 million guy is not a 3-down guy? That he loves Quinyon Mitchell? That he doesn't know if your guys are in shape or not? I didn't say this stuff. I have no outrage. How can I be outraged by a guy that says it? Boy, oh boy. Why is he talking bad? I'm not talking bad. Vic is. Vic is talking bad. Hey, M. Reyes goes, that's fake news that Vic Fangio was asked a question about Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis if they're in shape, and he said, we'll find out. He thinks that's fake news. He thinks I'm lying on that. Go listen to it. If you want, I'll play it again, and I'll play it. He also thought that the Jalen Hurts comment was fake. It wasn't fake. It wasn't fake. You just don't like hearing truth. Oh, my God. Oh, man. Sills, do you think that Vic took the job? He was fully aware Roseman wasn't going to put any money on the defense. Yeah, but you know what he probably did say? If you're not going to put any money on the defense, at least put draft picks on the defense. And I think that's what the compromise was. I hear you, James. These people cry like bitches, man. I went, hey, I can't believe he's repeating what the coach said. Wow. What a horrific, what an outrageous take to take what Vic Fangio said and to repeat it. I didn't realize how that outraged you. Wow, what an outrageous take. I don't know if Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter are in shape. Outrageous. Outrageous. What a take. All right. Now let's get to Mr. Food Salad here. Should I do the earlier one or should I do the one that was today? He's something else, I'll tell you. Oh, Vic and oh, Nick are two different guys. All right, here's the earlier one. Yeah, here's the earlier one. Okay. This is the one over the weekend. He says, players going to Brazil. He says, hey, you control what you can't control. Epiphany there. He said that, the players have been talking about going to Brazil, and he goes, we've been telling them, you can only control what you can control. Okay. He was asked a question about Bradbury. He goes, yeah, he's hurt. He's going to be out for a little bit. And moved right on from that one. Didn't want to have to expand. Hey, how come these reporters don't expand on some of these questions? Like, what happens when Cooper DeJean's ready and you've got Bradbury on the team making 11? Are you going to whack him or are you going to keep him on the team? Here's the comment here. Devontae Smith didn't get enough votes. He goes, I had to be cognizant to the guys that did get votes. I was like, so wait a minute. One of the top pros on your team and one of the top guys on your team and one of the best draft choices of Howie Roseman is not a team captain? Will we not agree that Devontae Smith's one of Roseman's greatest picks and he's not a team captain and didn't get enough votes? Now, again, I don't think this has anything to do with Devontae. I think it's got to do with his team taking him for granted and how quiet he is. Get this. Him being with his personality, see, people take empathy and having a nice guy like that in your locker room is weakness. That's not a weakness. That's a strength. I think Devontae's one of the stronger guys on that team. Never bitches, acts like a pro all the time, and it's there for his teammates. How do you not make that guy captain? And then you have Seriani going, well, he didn't get enough votes. He didn't get enough votes? Well, fuck that. Make him a captain. It's your team, Nick. That's the first time you failed all year by not making that guy a captain. Well, we only pick. I don't care. Break the rules. It's your team. It's your team, Nick. Break the rules. It's your team. You're so set in stone on that one? Okay? Of all guys that are accountable in their careers and how they play as an Eagle, is he not the most accountable guy in the locker room? Why wouldn't you do that? This is an indictment on Nick and his stupid answers. Well, I had to be cognizant of the guys who got votes. Fuck that. Break the rules. A guy embodies being a leader. A guy embodies being an Eagle. Come on, man. Hey, Nick, act like a leader. Act like a leader, Nick. Might help you, kid. Might help you. Get this. Vic wanted more practice time. He goes, I have to balance that between coaches because they want more practice time. That's exactly what Vic was talking about. When they asked Vic, so you know what Vic did when he was asked the question about conditioning, about Huff? That's why he answered it the way he did. He answered it the way he did. You know why? Because he wanted more practice time and he wanted more game time when it came to exhibition football. So what did Vic say? He wanted more practice. So instead he shot back and goes, Huff's not a 3-down player. I don't know if those guys are in shape yet. I mean, it's a complete contradiction in how you listen to Nick Sirianni talking and how you listen to the defensive coordinator talking. He wanted more practice time and more game situation. The organization didn't want it. Why? Well, because he was told. Remember something. Nick Sirianni doesn't do anything unless he's told. Imagine that. That coach doesn't do a thing unless he's told. That's not a coach. That's not a coach. That's an administrator. Okay? And those comparisons to John Harbaugh and Mike Tomlin are pathetic. Those guys pick the staffs. Those guys pick the coaches. Those guys pick their captains. Those guys have complete control over their teams. That guy is told what to do. Those coaches aren't told what to do. Those coaches tell people what to do. They actually tell their GMs what to do. Eric DeCosta said it numerous times. And our friend that was in the Steeler front office, Kevin Colbert, who was on this program, says, Mike Tomlin doesn't work for me. I work with Mike Tomlin. I'm doing what Mike needs to have a good football team. They're not the same guys. They're just not. How about this one here? This was pretty interesting. Kellen Moore, he was asked a bold-faced question. I don't know if you heard this one too, Xander, but he was asked the question, how does it feel not to be in the team meeting and have any say kind of so much when it comes to the offensive game plan? You know what he said? It's really cool because then I can kind of like dip in and out, and I can go talk to Howie, or I could go talk to like the janitor, or I could go talk to the car lot guys who park the cars out front, and I can move around, go other places. And I'm not really, it's kind of more of a freedom thing. And you get to move around. And I'm like, how does it feel not being involved in the game plan? Was the question. And he gave you this word salad thing about, I get to pop out and go talk to the janitor, and I get to go talk to like the guy preparing the lunches. I was talking the other day about, I thought the seat cushions that were in the player lounge could be redone a little bit, maybe in an eagle green, Kelly greenish. And I was like, okay. I mean, he was asked a simple question. And how many times did he bring up that Harry High School shit? Hey, when we were at Fork Union Military Institute or whatever the thing was that he had. Oh, yeah, Friday night. Oh, wait, I'll get there. Wait, that's today. Let me hang on here. Here's the most telling one. Yeah, it was pretty accurate that Jason Kelce handled the blocking protections, and Jalen was right when he said that. So basically, Nick Sirianni confirmed that the Eagle management and Jason Kelce stunted or halted his growth on picking up blitz protections. Is that right? Why are you throwing Jason Kelce under a bus? They all out confirmed it. What Hurts said was true. I mean, yeah, he was right when he said that, the organization and Jason Kelce calling pass protections, halted the growth of the quarterback. You admitted it, that you hurt his development as a quarterback. You out now admitted it. I mean, okay. The number one thing when it comes to pass protection, that's how you identify pre-snap reads. You throw into blitzes. And if you don't have that understanding of where pressure's coming from, there's not a chance in hell you can read defenses. Okay? Unbelievable. Now, here's the second one. This was today. This was a real good one. Then we'll get to Jalen. Yeah, this was a real good one. Where's yeah, I want to make sure I get them all here. Here it is. Here's Sirianni today. He says he's really proud of the way that the defensive coaching staff has been rebuilt. He had nothing to do with it. That was all Vic. With Roy and Christian, those were all Vic Fangio hires. And one of them was a Clint Hurt hire. I asked Clint. Okay? Roy was a Clint Hurt hire. Brought him over from Seattle. Guys that were being built in the secondary and putting secondary coaches back there. The reason that they got really good coaches on defense is because of Fangio and Clint Hurt. Clint Hurt was a coordinator for Pete Carroll for the last couple of years. And by the way, look at the coordinators that he's produced. Gus Bradley, Dan Quinn. Those were all Seattle Seahawk defensive coordinators that Carroll had under his umbrella there as coaches. All those guys have gone on to do great things and be an impact in the NFL, and they're all really good coaches. Pete Carroll developed those guys. And Clint Hurt was up there with him, and he thinks highly of him. Hey, JM, you could think whatever you want about Dan Quinn. He got just as far as your boy did. He got to a Super Bowl as a head coach. He, by the way, has a Super Bowl ring, and Vic Fangio doesn't. He was a D coordinator with Gus Bradley in Seattle. Does Vic own a ring? That'd be no. That'd be no. Let's put everything in context. Clint Hurt was not fired as a DC. He was not fired. He was not retained because they had a brand new coaching staff because that new head football coach went in there. Okay? Let's see here. Says he's got a lot of respect for Matt LaFleur. He said the Packer defense is going to create a lot of issues. They have a ton of good football players, and we're going to have a ton of deep diving when it comes to having that scenario. Okay? No question about it. Wait a minute. I saw something there because he thought he was setting me up. Well, here's the difference. Canales is a play caller. An offensive coordinator would be, not Canales, but the guy who got the head coaching job in Seattle is a defensive guy. He's going to bring his own defensive-minded guys in. Just the same way Jim Harbaugh brought his own offensive guys in. How you doing? I knew what you were doing, kid. You ain't that smart. Trust me. Come on, Snowflake. Nick says that Barkley's very special. Very special football player. Okay. Oh, come on, man. Oh. That's pretty rough there, man. That's pretty rough. What are you saying here, Sam? I guarantee Hurts went to Roseman and said, get rid of Sirianni. And Roseman said no, because he wants an ass kisser. So Hurts is not playing for the Eagles. He's playing for himself. No, I think what they did was they compromised, Sam. Sam, I think they compromised. They said this, we'll get you a coach, Nussmeier, and we'll get you a coordinator that you're going to be dealing 100% with. And we're going to keep Nick, and we're going to put him in a different role. And that's exactly what has happened. He's in a completely different role. To get him, get this, they put him in a different role to get him away from Jalen. Think about that. They put him in a different environment to get him away from Jalen. Okay? I mean, some of you people are just so ridiculous. We're favored over the Packers. You were favored over the Giants, the Cardinals, the Seahawks. By the way, I happen to agree with Nick Wright. I'm with him on one thing here. Who says you're better until you go out and prove it? Who says you're better? You're assuming it. Not even the coaches on the Philadelphia Eagles talk like that. You're assuming so much that you have absolutely righted the ship and that you're going to have all this great leadership and all this shit. And let's see it play out Friday. I'm with you. I can't wait to see it. I cannot wait. You're less experienced on defense. I mean, I don't have to go over that. We're not there anymore. This is not exhibition season, though, any longer. We're in game week. That talk is over. No more of that talk. It's now rent's due, and it's on Friday. Let's go. Okay? It's no more of that. You're assuming you're better. We're going to find out how good you are. We're going to find out how in tune you are. We're going to find out how experienced you are. We're going to find out if your quarterback can handle the blitzes. All of this is on display. All of this will be on display Friday. Okay? Philly goes like this. You're assuming the Packers are better. Yeah, because they have a better head coach and they have a better quarterback that can throw the ball better. That guy's done more in 1 year individually as a passer than Hurts has ever done in an entire career. I mean, it's pretty remarkable. And he's got a better play caller than Kellen Moore. Matt LaFleur is a better play caller. Okay. Excuse me. One thing is for sure, dude. At least Matt LaFleur gets out of the first round of the playoffs where Kellen Moore's never. Records say otherwise? Well, wait a minute. I know Matt LaFleur's gotten out of the first round. Kellen Moore's never. He's never been out of the first round in the playoffs. Ever. Ever. Like ever. When? Hey. They got out against San Francisco. No, they got beaten in the divisional round. That's right. They've never been past the divisional round. That's right. Let me finish up here with Nick. I got to take a timeout because Angelo Cataldi's coming up. Matt LaFleur is a better head coach. Of course he's a better head coach. Look at his record. I mean, the Green Bay Packers have had 3 quarterbacks in 35 years. Here we go. Something about the Price is Right and all that. He said Jalen's done a really good job in camp. Okay. Mr. Word Salad. Okay. Folks, Angelo Cataldi, we're going to ask him if he's moved off his 5-win prediction. Angelo predicts that the Eagles will win only 5 games. I've moved mine. Okay? I've moved mine. But 5 wins. Angelo Cataldi at the bottom of the hour. Our good friends at BetUS. For this football season, man, you probably had yourself an absolutely sensational time. Sensational time this past weekend with all those college football games. Absolutely insane. And BetUS and JAKIB Sports have teamed up this football season. You're looking for a new betting house. This is your place. 125% bonuses on all of your deposits of the first 3 deposits, we should say, of up to $2,000. Do me a favor, go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. It is the fastest payouts in the business. 24/7 personalized service, 365 days of the year, live wagering on all major games. Absolutely sensational. Please go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. We so appreciate that. You guys are great flexing. We can't thank you enough. That is absolutely sensational. Angelo Cataldi will be with us at the bottom of the hour. Hit the like button. Keep it here, National Football Show.
Michael Vick at BetUS.com. Catch an incredible 125% sign-up bonus on your first 3 deposits, plus 10% gambler's insurance. BetUS, my online sportsbook and casino.